Many people in La Crosse are mourning the loss of someone who served the city for several decades.
News 8's Alec Giannakopoulos has reaction from those who worked with Dick Swantz and the legacy they say he left behind.
He led by example. He had courage. He had kindness for everybody.
You can't overestimate the impact that he's had on La Crosse.
To see the legacy Dick Swantz left on La Crosse, you only need to look at the buildings he helped build.
His legacy of work lives on in the school district.
Swantz took the position of La Crosse superintendent back in 1977 and brought drastic changes, redistricting high schools so a more diverse set of students were in each school.
There are well-known people in this town who at that time, rather than have their child, heaven forbid, attend Logan High School, moved so their kid could stay in the Central High School boundaries.
Swantz helped Logan High thrive with students from the north and south sides of the city.
Not only was it better for La Crosse, clearly, I mean everybody admits that now, but it got Dick Swantz, even though he didn't seek it, not only state but national recognition.
After 22 years as superintendent, it was difficult for him to retire.
Dick, after retiring as superintendent, could have said, I'm cashing it in, but he was called to the duty of moving into local government.
After leaving education, he helped raise funds and construct the Hmong Cultural Center.
And he made a lot of significant calls that helped them raise more than $1 million for that building.
We worked closely together, going around town begging for money to build that building, and his fingerprints are all over.
Those fingerprints can be found all over City Hall as well, as Common Council president.
He really taught, I think, a lot of city council people how it is to function on a respectful debate level.
When there is adversity, you need to have the ability, the talents to bring all parties together, and he was amazing at that.
All the work Swantz put towards these buildings was driven by one thing.
You bring up a child's name, you bring up a child or the work of children, and a big old smile would always come across his face.
What was never mistakable about Dick is that he stood for children.
You quote the Maasai tribe, and the Maasai tribe, when they approach another village, their question is, how are your children? And so Dick would use that in his greetings. How are the children? And I think with Dick Swantz in the community, we could say our children are well.
Reporting from La Crosse, Alec Giannakopoulos, News 8.
Now, in addition to the president of the city's Common Council, Swantz also volunteered at the Rotary Club of La Crosse and was a key component to downtown La Crosse's renovation.